Hello guys, what is going on? My name of course is Matt from the MC Spectrum, and today we're looking at an awesome piece of software known as Nvidia Shadowplay. Now what this is an exclusive piece of Nvidia software which you get with GeForce Experience, as you can see here. And this is Shadowplay. It's a free recording software and it records in however you want for extremely low file sizes. So here you can see I'm using high settings and I've got it currently on. What you're seeing now is you need to update your drivers to the top ones, the most latest, to get the Nvidia Shadowplay perfect. It's beta at the moment, as you can see. So here we're turning it on and off. That's how you set up the program. It's pretty cool, pretty easy. Here is where it saves all the files. I've set a recordings folder. Now what you may see is it's got individual folders for each game. So there's Battlefield 4, there you go, that's that. This is all done itself, not me. FIFA 14, Half-Life 2's in there. There you go. And there's also Arma 3 and Battlefield 3. So that's what it does, all on its own. Just set it to one file. So in the mode, there's manual, shadow, and shadow manual. I don't really know what these do, if I'm honest. I use shadow manual, that's the best one I think. Shadow time, this just shows you what you can get file size for the different times. I said it's 10 minutes, just because it's nice standard. Quality of the video, high, medium, low. That's sound, video, everything. High is obviously best. And here you can just set what you want to record, so generally I have it on in-game, but I put microphone on for the sake of this. Okay, so into preferences you can set everything you like. Position here, this is like the little marker that shows you when it's recording and not. At the moment I have it standard set to the top right of my screen, and that's just how I like it. You can put it wherever, just set one of the boxes. Here is the initial folder which you put it in, and it will make all its folders there. So I put it in my videos, then a recordings folder. And then the keyboard, just down below, that's where you set it to have the keyboard to stop and start. Okay guys, so we're going to be doing some benchmarking here. So we're going to be using Nvidia Shadowplay of course, Fraps and DxTory. Three recording softwares that are quite commonly used by gamers. Between both Sam and I, we've actually used all three of these recording softwares, so we can actually give you a decent judgment on which we think is the best. We've come to the conclusion that Shadowplay probably is the best, and we'll tell you why in the video, but here's a good look so you guys can judge for yourselves, as it may not be suitable for you. Okay guys, so here is Nvidia Shadowplay. What you can see is there is a constant and high FPS. It never drops, as you will see, below 50. It's constantly around 60 to 70 with Sam's GTX 660. Now it seems that even with these explosions, it stays solid, and it's really well optimized, this piece of recording software. The lowest that I've actually seen it drop to is 59, but the average seems to be roughly 68 for Sam, peaking at about 110. So it's very good. You can see you can play at your average gameplay FPS dropping about 5 from the average, as both Sam and I have found. It's quite good, and it seems to be very effective at recording this kind of strenuous map, which is Gold Railway, lots of explosions going on. Now the size of this file compared to the other two is minimal. As you did see actually in the start of the video, for 10-minute videos this thing records at about 3.5 gig. That's incredibly small for a high quality video, which we both record in. You will hear that the sound quality is as crisp as what you play with, same for the visuals, it's very good. We can record at 60 frames, or 30 frames if you really want to set it to that, but you can record at whatever you want and keep the crisp quality as well as the actual gameplay frame rate. As a gamer recording your videos, I think it's incredibly important to keep the actual frame rate in game as high as you can. It's essential to actually get the good gameplay if you're trying. So that's why I would definitely recommend Shadowplay, as it gives you this proper good quality frame rate in game. Okay, so there's your in-game performance on Shadowplay, so let's be moving on to DxTory, one which is definitely commonly used. However, compared to Nvidia Shadowplay, it's not free. You have to pay a bit of money for it. It's about 20 quid. I think it's roughly $20. If the conversions are the same, it'll be like $30. I'm not 100%, but there you go. Nvidia Shadowplay is 100% free, so that's one reason why you want it. Why would you go for a more expensive one if you've got free access to Nvidia? So as you can see, he's averaging pretty much the same, about 68. However, the peak rates are nowhere near, and there are frequent frame drops. You know, if he's playing solidly, it will stay roughly the same. but when you get these high explosions, rates of explosions in the game, you can feel it dropping with DxTory, which is never a good thing. With Shadowplay, you can sustain a constant FPS. DxTory, most of the time you can, but it's not always there. So far I've seen Sam's drops go below 30, which is not good. The peaks are about 90, but, it's about 20 FPS lower than you could get with Shadowplay. Why would you not want that? If you are watching the FPS counter, you can see that it's not quite as solid as was with Shadowplay. Shadowplay seemed to go between the max fluctuating between 65 to 85, which is about 20. However, with DxTory, it's going between 52 to nearly 90, which is definitely a huge fluctuation. That's not smooth at all. That's not what you want if you're trying to record gameplay. So overall, with DxTory, it seems the gameplay is a bit less quality than Shadowplay, especially with the FPS. Overall, I think the sound stays crisp, which is nice, and the overall video quality. However, suffering FPS in-game is a huge downside to this piece of software, as well as obviously having to pay. So those are two reasons why I'd say Shadowplay has a bit of an edge on DxTory. Okay, so now let's move on to fraps, which is one quite commonly used. Not 100% used in the FPS kind of scene like Battlefield or Call of Duty. I know it is used in the indie game kind of scene, for example Minecraft, as they don't really experience huge frame rate drops. However, with this piece of software, it can really affect your gameplay, with drops going down to like 15 FPS from 60 to 80, which is definitely a bad point for frap. If you keep an eye on Sam's frame rate counter there, you can see it's maxing out at pretty much 70, 75. The average seems to be 60 or below. It doesn't seem to peak often. You can actually see the colour change between red, yellow and green. Green is the best one, it seems quite uncommon in this benchmark. Red seems to be happening quite a lot. Yellow now and again, but it's not great, because you can see that the FPS with fraps is dropping to as low as nearly 30. It's averaging lowest at 42, which isn't terrible, but this is something that definitely is a bad point for fraps. Fraps once again does cost money, and in my opinion it's a bit of a waste of money. If you can get a piece of software free, why would you not use Nvidia Shadowplay? For fraps, the quality is not there overall. The audio is okay, but it's not quite as good as some of the other pieces. Software such as DxTory and Nvidia Shadowplay both have crisper audio and better video overall in the quality. So it is very clear that fraps is definitely not the best one to be using. That's my opinion, of course. Feel free to argue with me. Indie games, it's fine to use in that, because the FPS seems to stay quite high, because it's nowhere near as strenuous. So overall, I'm sure you guys could agree with me that Nvidia Shadowplay does seem to give you the best overall gaming and recording experience. It keeps the audio nice and crisp, the file size incredibly low compared to the other two. Fraps gains huge file sizes. For roughly a 3-minute video, you could have as much as 12 to 30 gigabytes of footage. It's really not very good. DxTory, not quite as bad. It comes close to Shadowplay, but it's quite clear, I think, that Shadowplay takes it whilst keeping your FPS nice and high. If you guys are interested in getting Nvidia Shadowplay, it is essential that you have Nvidia graphics cards. It is not available to AMD users or any other graphics card, which I have not mentioned. Nvidia is essential. Sam and I both have it. Other people may not, so this guys is unfortunately not for you. You will have to keep using the other two. DxTory is a very good alternate to Nvidia Shadowplay, so by all means use that, but if you have access to Nvidia Shadowplay, a free piece of fantastic and reliable software, I definitely go for that. I personally use it. I know Sam's making the switch now after he's been enlightened with Nvidia Shadowplay. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name has been Matt. I hope you've enjoyed this review and my personal opinions on Nvidia Shadowplay. I really enjoyed doing this video. If you've enjoyed it as much as I have, give us a like, favourite, comment letting us know how we did. Give us a subscription if you want to see more. And until next time guys, my name's been Matt, and I will see you later.